Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dinga and welcome to this. Welcome to this, yes, welcome to this. This is very interesting. If you remember, a while ago, I said that I was going to, I don't even know if it was a while ago. I can't remember exactly when I said it, but itchy nose. There we go, right. If you remember a while ago, I said that I was going to read out YouTube comments from Castle Story. So I could give them the proper attention they deserved, since I hadn't been since I haven't mentioned any in a while. So I'm here to basically do that now. So, first things first, we're gonna start out with the first video of Castle Story Week, which was me initially trying out 1.0. So now you get to see me attempt to basically mispronounce names unintentionally. Right. I can't pronounce the first part of that name. You can see it. Here it is. Daniel Pereira Carvalho says, "I'm back to watch another cool video. Sorry for my absence. Keep up the good work." Thank you very much. Hopefully that stays that way. Linus Lundqvist, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know for the life of me. It says, "Unprofessional, not fast at building, and are very smart. I think I found a new channel I will watch and subscribe to." Many exclamation marks. Thank you very much. I'm gonna have to. There we go. Peter Hearn says, "Sauropod Studio has outdone themselves with this update." I agree. I think they very much have outdone themselves, very much so, and I'm glad they've done so well with it. Dave Davies says, "I noticed you lacked a lot of new maps. Weird." Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure about that, but then I realised the reason why, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but turns out the reason why I lack so many new maps is because when I was picking out a map to play, I was on Invasion, I believe. And, oh no wait, I might have been on, yeah, I would have been on Invasion. And if I was on Invasion, it only shows maps which are Invasion game mode. So, if I'm on Sandbox, it shows all the maps. Because of the fact that all the maps can be played in Sandbox. I just want to point out, I've just received a comment from Max Matrikin saying, "More Castle Story, more!" So, perfect timing. I'll probably get to that last. Noticed you liked a lot of new maps, weird. I'm just actually going to quickly see what video that was on. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to... Right, yeah, I'll get on comments as quick as I can. There might be a few I miss. Hopefully not, though. Right, Nick Chesb says, "Nice, I think this update has a lot to offer, although I can see why you think archers are quite weak. But with the new spawning enemy, I think that ranged units mounted on walls will be key to help support the knights on the ground. This update seems quite a bit more balanced with enemies and attack damage, so I think you will be able to make a..." I think there's supposed to be a show more here, but for some reason there's not. Huh, that's weird. I don't know why. My apologies. I believe it's something like a more defensible position or something like that. Something along those lines. Inji, I think is how you say that, says, "Very unprofessional." Oh dear. Well, welcome to the channel. I hope you like your stay. Electromt says, "Hey, the laboratory is quite useless if you aren't in PvP, since they throw some expensive stuff that mainly deals damage to buildings, not corruptrons." I initially disagreed with this. I was like, hey, splash damage could be very useful, but I've grown to agree with him. I don't think it's as good as it could be. I feel like what they could do is, if they made it so certain game modes had, like for example, maybe you could make bombs that were more damaging to enemies as opposed to walls. So like you could have alchemists pick up one or the other. So for example, glass bombs did more damage to enemies whilst iron bombs do more damage to walls or something like that. Because right now you can make bombs but they take 3 glass ingots and 10 brimstone, I think it is, or 30 brimstone, something ridiculous. I know it's a high amount of brimstone, but the way I'm looking at it is it doesn't really make sense for glass bombs to be doing damage to walls. I feel like glass bombs should be doing damage to units more so than walls, and iron bombs should be doing more damage to walls than units. Thaco actually responded to this. If you use the knight's ability, which is their shield block, the warlock should have gone through their stamina health. Yeah, I think this was just because I forgot to do that. Which is unfortunate. I believe I've reached the bottom of the comments. Yes, that's the bottom of the comments there. Right, on to starting anew. This is the first part. This is part 3 of the Castle Story Invictus series. Peter Hearn says, "Good lord, sir, very good video, I might say, sir." And I said, "Thank you kindly, sir, next video's out, sir." And it's basically turned into Batman and Alfred. Tora says, "More stockpiles." Sir. I think I actually added more stockpiles. The White Spike says, "Very good, very good. Thank you very much." Dave Davies says, "I have some of my strategies that might help you. Build 2 looms to produce both rope and fabric. Build 4 chopping blocks to quickly get planks when needed, especially early in the game." And I actually think I made sense. I think I said something along the lines of, well, you can see it here. I think I said, "Your ideas do make sense, and I mostly agree with the thinking behind them. My main reason for only having 1 loom is because it's easier to determine what is being made as opposed to having 2, and having them only put enough plants in one all the time. As for the chopping blocks, I will definitely do that next time." So if you don't get what I was meaning, my reason for wanting only 1 loom is because of the fact that obviously if you have 2 looms, you have 1 for each one for each production. So you have 1 for fabric, 1 for rope. The problem with this is when you're wanting to kind of more easily determine what you're going to be producing. For example, myself, if I want to make rope, then that's fine. I can just go ahead and make rope. But if I want to then stop producing rope and I just want to start producing fabric, then all I have to do is cancel the work on the rope one and then leave the fabric one to do its job. But I don't see the point of wasting more wood to do that when you can just change it to fabric and then switch and change between the two. Just keep a close eye on it anyways, which I'm doing on all my machines. Anyways, right, Nick Chesp says, "Great castle design, although with one of your towers in the design you put the door on the outside. Why not on the inside so it is better defended and less likely to be broken? Just a random thought. Great video, I love the direction this series is going in and I can't wait to see more. One more thing, I think that you should manage the way your troops gear up, because you have Bricktrons getting paladin kits when an archer kit would be the obvious better option. Just a reminder, being paladins have less armor than knights and are more likely to die in a large fight, good luck." Right, quick response to this actually, you may notice in the background there is a video playing. The background video is literally just me messing around in Invasion. I just wanted to quickly run some tests, see what I could do. I actually end up getting, I believe it's 2 warrior kits made before the start of the first wave. So in future videos, I'm going to completely skip the halberdier kits because to me they're just an absolute pain in the arse. Like, all you ever get from a halberdier kit is, oh look, I have a halberdier kit. Oh wait, now they're picking up halberdier kits instead of any other useful kits that I prefer them using as opposed to a knight kit. So I'm now going to just go and make normal knight kits and completely forget halberdier kits. I mean, they are cheap to make, but once you've gotten past those first few waves, you're going to want to produce knights more than anything. So I figured it makes more sense to just get knights, just get it over and done with, and then completely skip halberdiers. Halberdiers are not very useful. I'm also toying with the idea of completely skipping archers as well and just focusing on making arbalists, but I'm not sure about that. Actually, something I did want to point out just before we continue, because it's sort of gotten to that point in the video where I feel like I need to quickly make reference to this just in case people are skipping to the end, where I will also mention it, or then maybe they're skipping through to find their comment. Down below in the description there is a poll. The thing about this poll is the fact that it's primarily for basically you all get to decide what map I'm playing on. when I do another Castle Story series tomorrow. So as you know, I'm doing kind of all the invasion maps. I've done quite a few already. It's just a matter of doing like a couple more invasion maps. So what I've decided to do is leave it up to you which one I next cover. So you get the choice between, it's like Zuma, a couple of others. I'll put them all in the straw poll and you can decide. I will at some point be finishing off a map I've started making. So when I finish that, all will be good and we could play on that one as well. Right, so that's all I wanted to quickly answer. I will be doing a sort of an announcement video as well with that type of stuff that I'll mention at a later date. Anyways, it'll actually be later today, hopefully, if I can get it sorted out. Anyways, Thaco says, you really should have made your crafting stations a separate task from your castle though. That way you could set a Bricktron to complete the task faster, so you'd get your furnace and at least a workbench ready to craft 2 pikeman sets for first wave defense. If you push hard enough, you could even get a knight or 2 instead of going pikeman. Yeah, that's what I've actually spent a while practicing. He also says, also I love your videos, just want to give some constructive criticism as well. Keep them coming. That is entirely, like, I love constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is one of the most important things to me as a person. If you can criticize me in a way that's constructive, thank you very much. Obviously there will be times where you'll say like, oh well, why don't you do this, and I'll be like, well, the main reason I'm not doing that is for this exact reason. In my mind, or that might actually appear to be good logic, full stop, that like the logic I'm using, in my mind at least, makes sense. Like I feel like it's designed that way. I feel like it's good logic. Let's move on anyways, whatever. Peter H says, love your video quality and how smartly you play the game. Keep up the great work, sir. Thank you very much. Linus Lundqvist said, you should try and make your own map. Great video, Dinga. The crossbow guys are really good. I know they're really good. We need to get more of them. And I plan on setting up more. I plan on making my own map, as I've said. MickXL23 just says, nice. Thank you very much. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that comment section. Right, here we get into the meaty business. So Dragopedia says, collab. I'd be very interested in chatting about a potential collab to some multiplayer Castle Story. Check me out on my channel and join this Discord. I know this will tag as possible spam, which will keep it private. If you would rather not have others' channels grabbing attention for your videos, I'm not bothered. Like honestly, I understand. I've got a small channel myself. Other channels, don't get me wrong. Don't be one of those pricks who just goes, oh, look at my channel on this really popular video. Just check out my channel, because my channel is important. The only reason I allowed Dracopedia is because of the fact that he was asking about a collab, and we are actually planning on doing a collaboration at some point in the future. But as I said, because of the fact that he was asking for a collab, I was like, yes, that's fine, you know, kind of. Because if we do work together, then I'm going to be advertising your channel anyways, at which point it's fine to be in the comment section. But if we aren't going to be doing a collab, then don't expect to be able to just ram your channel into my comment section.
Oh yeah, daddy.
Nah, I'm joking. Nick Chesp says, good job, keep up the good work. I feel like you should put a few stockpiles out of the way by your quarry so you can start getting resources faster and keep your Bricktons busy. Keep up the good work. Great to know that you have more videos on the way. Hope you survive as long as possible. As always, good luck and thank you. Keep up the good work. Yep, that was it. Thank you very much, Nick Chesp. Janelle Debut says, can you please do battles with Bricktons against the Corruptrons? And I do plan on doing that at some point. We are actually, it was me and Dracopedia, or Dracopedia, I'm not sure which it is. It's one of the two. But we are planning on doing a collaboration and doing multiplayer co-op Conquest hard. So we're doing the hardest difficulty of co-op Conquest, and it should be fun. Because I mean, why play it normal if you're gonna play? If I play it normal and do a collab when you can do it hard, and I really need to stop talking. I have never seen. Peter Hearn says, I've never seen a build design like that though. I have never seen a build design like that. Though it will be hard to build a choke since the Corruptrons can attack from any direction. Yeah, the problem with this map that I'm currently playing on this video, as well as on this video, on the video this comment is put on, is the fact that there are no real choke points. As a result of there not being any real choke points, we have the problem of there being, like, one, I can't really set up any defensive area because I defend one area, boom, they come from the other side, and I need to defend that area now. They attack that area, boom, I've got to go to the other side. This, that, and the other, just got to keep going back and forth. However, in other maps, obviously there will be choke points, and the beauty of there being choke points in some other maps is the fact that, you know, it's some other maps. Like, so obviously, like, that way my gameplay will always vary depending on the map. I will say choke points have become less effective as of recent, purely because of the fact that they're now destroying walls as opposed to just climbing over them and hurdling and following paths. They'd rather just break straight through. So choke points aren't as useful anymore, which is a shame, but hopefully we can come up with some solution to that problem, and I'll see what I can do. Anyways, FNAF, that name looks good, smiley face, says finally someone that can play Castle Story, new sub, thank you very much. Again, if you aren't aware, we've actually reached almost 340 subs, which is insane, because that's like a 70 subscriber increase in a week on a channel this size, which is monumental. I mean, that's huge. Thank you so much for that. Thaco says, already said this in a Discord, I know, but love your videos and your castle ideas. Really inspired me to try building like this in my invasion games. I think he was supposed to say this, but he accidentally missed the H. Also, on a side note, lantern pylons can be used to reveal fog of war and show which direction that corruptrons are coming. If placed a distance from your crystal, also if they are powered by blue pylons, they reveal a much broader area. Handy for those cramped areas so you can choose defensive positions faster. And as far as your knights go, make sure when fighting warlocks that you use their special shield wall ability so the warlocks attack their stamina before it goes through their health. Yeah, I do agree with that completely. I do plan on the next series putting lanterns down so I can see everywhere, because lanterns have since become very, very useful as opposed to how they were in the old days. Like back when I did a Castle Story, the original series Castle Story on the old Stepping Stones map. Ever since that series, lanterns have actually become useful, and it's something I need to get in the habit of using. MickXL23 says, yes, some more Castle Story, by the way, 1+ sub, thank you very much. Linus Lundqvist says, hello Sir Dinga the Mighty, great video, thank you very much. And that's the end of the comments there. This is the point where just below, I can't see any more. I can't see any more comments. Right, Jacob, who is actually a close friend of mine, says, you do any of this, you will get your ass whooped. Because and it for some reason was a highlighted comment for a bit, and I said, why is this a highlighted comment? And he said, because it's true, and I am a professional Castle Story player. He's not really. He's never touched the game, I don't think, in his life. I think I broke. Dave says, I think I broke every rule some way in my own multiplayer game, and I won. They also thankfully sent their whole armies. I never use specific tasks, only harvest. Whilst obviously this immediately goes against what I said. It was like, no, why would you do this? This immediately goes against the entire guide I made. I don't have a problem with it. Obviously, if you are, if you don't follow the rules, it's not like you're immediately gonna fail and everything's gonna go wrong. You could still win. I mean, it's called hints and tips for a reason, because it's just hints and tips. It's not a down-to-earth tutorial. I'm just going to quickly message the lady friend just so I can let her know that I'm not responding to her for a reason. But yeah, I think I specified that and he just says, I know, and I definitely will be using these tips, just wanted to let you know. So yeah, just if for example you end up in a situation where you haven't followed any of the tips and you still win, it's not because, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, you should have followed the tips anyways, because that's the way you're supposed to play Castle Story. No, you play Castle Story the way you want to play Castle Story at the end of the day. My tips are only there to help people who have no experience with the game. If you've got some experience with the game and you just want kind of like a new look at things, then that's also there for you. It's just there. It's not a definitive how to play Castle Story, it's just a suggestive how to play Castle Story. Think of it more like laws, like what is it? The less like rules, more like guidelines. If you remember, if you watched Pirates of the Caribbean. There we go. That's the best way I can describe it. Linus Lundqvist said, "Great video, man. What unit is the best defense unit?" Now, my response to this was like, well, it's here. Depends entirely on the context. If it's a melee unit, without a doubt, the knights are the best unit for defense. If it's a ranged unit, it depends on the context, because if it's for defending your crystal, then it's arbalists. If it's for defending the backline of your knights when you're pushing forward in conquest, it's archers. I would always recommend putting archers first to like move out. I feel like archers are like defensive offense units and arbalists are defensive defense units, if that makes sense. So like archers go out with the team, but they help defend the team from a distance and they defend the pushback. So like they're basically there as a backline. The second the front line has gone down, the backline runs back and the arbalists who are defending crystal can open fire. That's my way of looking at it, at least. Dracopedia says, "I love the do as I say, not as I do method. Totally legit recording. I get stuck doing that so often." Yeah, I do that a lot. It's just because the thing is, I don't make scripts for these tutorials. I just sort of wing them and just say the first thing that comes to my head, like, oh, this is what I usually do. This is what I usually do. And then I try to structure it as I play, so I can be like, right, well, this entire thing is only made for this specific reason, so I'm going to focus on that reason. So like, for example, focus on units first. O2's messaging me. And things like that. So I'll focus on units first, then building, then, you know, blah blah blah. He also says, when you build the crafting stuff at the start of the next to the storage, doesn't it block them in? And then, yeah, I get to that. So it was more like, oh wait, he gets to that, doesn't matter. Then it's time for the Dumb Knights comments. So this is the part 5 of the Invictus series. G Gamer says, +1 sub, great series, please don't stop. Oh dear, I died. I will make another series on another map, but like I said, that's entirely up to you where that's set. The White Spike says, I love Castle Story, but my MacBook is out of date. I have the game, but it won't let me play. By the way, great video and a sub. Thank you very much. I personally would recommend, if you're going to play games, get a PC. PCs, like Macs are obviously, they're good, but they aren't good for the reason you want them to be good. Like, they're good because they can run a lot of things. They aren't good for any other reason. And I just realized we've almost run out of time. Anyways, Graham Xavier Schmidt says, an old strategy that I've seen used to great effect is to set up more high lines of bricks in front of your walls so that archers can shoot the corruptions as they slowly climb over them. I don't know how viable that is now, but it could be good. Unfortunately, they have completely remedied that choke point idea. That no longer works. Black Hat says, I know maybe in a later version you can set storage platforms to accept specific goods. Can you do the same for weapon racks? Set rack 1 to accept only bows and rack 2 to only accept knight gear, etc. This way you don't have to micromanage them to get them to store the gear in their specific racks. I would love that. I need that in my life so badly. Taurus says, by the way, you got pranked by a warlock. If you're wondering why I'm picking up the pace, it's because the video is almost at the end. Taurus says your videos have the quality of a million sub channel. Thank you very much, that means a lot to me. Peter Hearn says, you did say my name right, and apparently corruptrons will break through a wall rather than going through a choke, depending on which way is quicker. Yes, I understand that. Congrats on another, Nick Ches says, congrats on another great video. Also, there is one more thing I would like to add. If the warlocks negate knight armor bars, the pikemen, calling them that because it's just easier to remember, would be a better option because their armor directly supports their health and can be healed by the mages. Just a thought. Keep up the good work. But on a side note, I realise that a YouTube channel can be stressful. So please, if you start to grow tired of making a certain kind of video, don't hesitate to take a break and relax or find something new that you enjoy, that you think others will love too. I love this series, don't get me wrong, but if you start to grow tired of it, it's understandable, and don't let us as a fan base dictate what you do. Thank you again for another great video, and I have started getting into some of your other series and they are great as well. Good luck as always, and can't wait for more videos. Thank you very much. I never really realised that you all technically count as a fan base. I never really thought of you that way. It's just I thought, hey, there's a bunch of people watching my videos. But thank you very much for the nice comments, Nick Chesp. Patrick Mark says, I love your videos and keep up the series. I shall do. The best I can. He also says, what is the best advice you could give to a new player? I believe that I went along the lines of practice in sandbox, like practice making some defenses, and then obviously using debug mode you can just spawn enemies wherever you want, spawn units wherever you want, just to kind of practice, see what's best for what situation, etc. Linus Lundqvist says, build a sentinel defense system in the crystal room so if a corruptron gets in they will die. Don't ever stop doing videos, Dinga, they are very entertaining. I will definitely do that. I did that in the last episode of Invictus, and I plan on doing it again. It's a very good idea. Max Gazais says, oh, and also I like your castle design. Where you built the rope bridge, you should put a ranged unit or all of them on the island because it can help you see if the corruptrons are splitting up to two directions, and also can help you hit them too. And you can put up some bricks on the edge to prevent bricktrons to fall if a biftron hits them. That's all I've got. That is a pretty good idea. I will definitely keep that in mind. It's probably a good idea to have some range in that place. So I'll keep that in mind. Linus Lundqvist says, great video, Dinga, the great kingdom of Dingle Kingdom. Yes, thank you very much. Max Kazai says, good video, and if you need brimstone you can tell the bricktrons to mine the brimstone on the side of hills / walls like near the quarry or in your castle. Also, you should harvest some of the trees to see if there is any brimstone that is hiding there, and also iron. Good luck. Dave Davey says, no responses to comments in the video. Okay, why not though? Well, here's your wish. I got you covered, man. Chorus C says, cool vid. I think I'm not sure if English isn't his first language or whether he just accidentally typed that, so I said tunk you as a kind of meme. Thaco said, man, you should have told me they were relatively new at the game. Now I feel bad for being so aggressive. So this is the first part of the Castle Story Conquest versus as well. Yeah, they were pretty new, unfortunately. Dracopedia says one dude's mic is super loud. Yeah, that was Jonathan. Mr. Skeleton King says, first, finally. Well done, you got to one of my videos first. Linus Lundqvist says, wars broke out in the great kingdom of Dingledom. Great video, Dinga, thank you very much. Mark Gretton says, have groups that have 1 healer, 3 halberds. That isn't a bad idea. I thought that was a pretty good idea. As just like scout groups. Right. As you can see, I've just lost there on wave 3 on hard difficulty, so that's going to be fun at some point. I can't pronounce his name. I think it looks like 3 meta in English. However, it's probably Russian. He says, I'm really liking your videos, but you should make your videos not be so long. But they are great anyways. I always make my videos kind of half an hour because it's perfect for anyone who wants to kill that amount of time. And it's just sort of, I feel like it's a good amount of time to kind of cut. I'm just going to quickly, because there's no point kind of having this up when the video's just ended, so I'm just going to delete that. Just so you can kind of see like a nice background. There you go. But yeah, so I usually aim to make my videos between 20 minutes and 40 minutes. The only reason they ever get up to 40 minutes is because of the fact that I forget how long I've been recording for. The only reason I do 20 minutes is the same reason. I think I've been recording longer. So I aim between those 2 times. Linus Lundqvist says, you should make your own map, you know. And I said yes, basically. That's the entire comment. It's just, yes, I will make my own map. And someone else saying that would be pretty cool. Linus Lundqvist again says, great video, Dinga. P.S. Can you do a series where you take suggestions from the comments and build it? Now, I thought this was a pretty good idea. I'm thinking of turning this into a kind of, maybe it's a kind of once every, like, if I need to make a video kind of having it on the back burner. So if I've got a day when it's like I don't know what to upload, I haven't got any other series I can do right now, I can just go, got it. That one's gone on. That one is now available. So that's a very good idea. Thank you very much, Linus. Yeah, and the rest of it was just suggested videos. So that's all the comments from there. That was the invasion hints and tips video. This is currently the second part, also known as the last part of the Castle Story Conquest Versus match. Retriever Studios says, please do another Versus series in this game. I plan on doing a couple of Versus series. I also plan on doing streams. In fact, the map I'm planning on making, I decided is going to be the next Versus series. Mark Gretton says, next time, maybe just you three. Yeah, so I think he was meaning the three of us who were talking. So yeah, I think I will. I said yeah, I did overexpand quickly. I think I was tired at the time and I said maybe just do 3 as in maybe just take over 3 crystals. I think that's what I said. Thaco says, this map has very limited brimstone unless you dig heavily to try and find it. I was lacking brimstone almost the entire game. Yeah, that does suck. I wish there was more brimstone above ground just to kind of keep people in a more balanced state. Get more comfy. Linus Lundqvist said, great video, Dinga. Thank you very much. And says, you are the greatest, you know, and you're very strategic. Yes, very, very strategic. That's why I lost. Chorus C says, first and nice vid. Thank you very much. Right, and it's time for the last video, the most recent one. Suggestion. Black Hat says, suggestion. You spent a lot of the resources building all those interior walls. Next time, try building the outer wall first and get the wards on it. Then you can work on interior walls. Second, you kept charging out attacking. Right now, your melee guys get surrounded and can't get out when they are weak. When they get weak, try staying inside. Mass archers to kill them with a few knights to get the ones who break through the door walls. I realised that was definitely the smartest thing to do, although it was too late for me to put that into practice. I realised, like, I've been playing Castle Story for a long time at this point. It's like over 400 hours at this point. I've been playing for a long time and I've never really, until now, I've never really grasped the whole fact that the castle is there for a reason. It isn't just like, oh, he has a little house I built around a crystal and I'll send people out to go fight. I realise now that the best thing to do, and it's like taken me like what, 4 series to figure this out? I realise the best thing to do is sit people in your castle in strategic places so that when things happen, like for example, like your archers should be firing first at all times. You shouldn't be sending warriors out, you should be sticking warriors next to defensive points. And I realise that now. And I feel like I definitely have a chance at surviving a lot more thanks to this information and this kind of kick in the balls to say, get your shit together. So thank you very much for that, Black Hat. You've kind of, you said basically what I should have heard. The White Spike says, that kind of sucks. And I think I said something along the lines of, well, what are you going to do? Black Hat says, need more entrances to your armory. Having only one means when someone drops items and blocks the door, the others can't get in and start trekking around the castle, climbing the walls to reach the racks. Suggest next time, instead of a corner room, make it a side room with 3 entrances. That's definitely a smart choice. I am actually planning on sort of, like, I kind of have this thing whereby before I start playing, I will usually have a little kind of practice session where I'll just build a castle in sandbox on the map I'm going to be playing on, just to kind of experiment with a few ideas. And I'm definitely going to be focusing on that, like to make an actual castle. I'm thinking instead of 8 tall towers, putting them 6, because at the end of the day, having them 8 tall is really not going to do anything considering the fact they've still got a fixed range anyways. So archers, even if I put them up the top of a tower, they're still going to have the same range. The only thing that's going to happen is maybe they won't have trees in the way, and I can easily remedy that by cutting down the trees. So I plan on fixing that. I also plan on I'm planning on putting bridges between the towers. So for example, you can put like maybe 8 obelisks, each like 2 in each tower, and then you can make it so, oh, they're coming from this direction, quickly send more arbalists over to that side. So immediately after sending arbalists over to that side, boom, you've now got defenses and they can easily switch between the two. And there's just one staircase to go down, so everyone can just sprint up this, like there's maybe 2 staircases to go up and down, so they can just sprint up, get into position, and everything be fine. I realised the best thing about Castle Story is you need to be efficient. Like there's no room to kind of be like, oh well, I'll make this all nice and assume nothing's ever going to go wrong, because when things inevitably go wrong, that's it, there's nothing you can do because you haven't planned for it. So I think the best way to go about things is to plan for things to go wrong, because if you can plan for things to go wrong, then that means when things go right, things are going to go right anyways. If things go wrong, you've already got a plan in mind. So I'm going to do that next time. Thank you, Black. Like, I mean, Black Hat, somehow you've managed to instill something I should have known for a while in my mind. And I also plan on, at some point, maybe getting more into memes and putting more memes in my videos, because memes are important. I do have one meme I really want to put in, and it's not like maybe it's not going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be funny, and I can't tell you until it happens, but I have one. Dave Davies says it's all because that one night got lost. If not, you could have easily won this. Also can't wait for your map. Neither can I, it should be good. I'm making like a kind of a canyon map, so it's sort of like everyone spawns on the outside, and there's tons of crystal shards in the middle, and there's one like actual home crystal in the center, which is made for invasion. And the idea is everyone survives the best they can. Turiel D says, I gave this game a try because it was not in early access anymore, but damn is it unpolished. The difficulty is super random, the interface ridiculously clunky, there's a lot of issues, but more fundamentally, in this game called Castle Story, building castles is just for prettiness. You cannot defend your crystal with a castle, it's all about your little army of dudes. Sure, build a 2-block wall high wall, and sure, build a platform for your archers to stand on, but castles, that's a waste of time and resources. I'm really disappointed. I feel like this is my fault, because obviously the way I've been playing is build a castle, send people out, and I think I actually responded with this. Like, I can agree at times, like a lot of people have been saying that the UI is clunky. I've heard a lot of people making that same argument, but you can use castles to defend your crystal. It's just that the way I was playing resulted in, you know, problems. It was just the way I was playing, and that's entirely on me. So that's my bad. Peter Hearn says, rip 2 Bricktrons. Yeah, rip every Bricktron in existence, because they all died. And I said such crit. I think that was the end of the comments. Yes, that is. Okay. I need more lung in my oxygen. Music plays. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, there you go, all comments answered. Hopefully I'll stick to the old keeping up with the comments in the future. And hopefully I'll have better equipment to record this rather than just a full HD, a 1080p camera that is like not full HD at all. It's just a stretched out image 1080p. It's really not a good quality camera. Really should have anticipated that. But nevertheless, actually I'm gonna quickly read out a couple of comments I've received on my phone. Yol Grope subscribed. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but thank you very much. New reply, gave this game a try. Right, okay, I'll read out the reply to this. To Yol D's comment. Let me have a look. He said, you haven't used your castle at all though in this game. Every single wave you used your little dudes outside your walls. Yes, like I said, like I've just said now, that is entirely my fault. I shouldn't have been doing that. I should have been having them sit in the castle and actually be defended and attacking outwards rather than attacking from outside and then letting them in, basically. I was playing it very wrong. Now, to quote Max Matrekin, this is going to get very loud. More Castle Story! More! That's what he says. Yes, more Castle Story. More Castle Story will be on the way. I released my inner Jacksepticeye for a moment. It was quite good. I quite enjoyed that. Max Matrican also says, I showed my friends your castle and we tried to imitate it. Apparently it didn't work out so well. Yeah, I think the main problem is the castle design itself isn't bad. The only bad thing about it is the fact that I just needed to flesh out the design more. I should have made it so there was more entrances to everywhere. I should have made it just so everything was a bit better. And that's entirely my fault, and I'll fix that problem in the future. Anyways. Right, so now it's time for the quick mention. So, like I said, I'd like to thank you all for watching. That's that. I'm just gonna hide that. So I would like to thank you all for watching. My name's been Dinga. Remember to click down below on the straw poll to answer that the straw poll that's basically deciding what map I'm going to be doing Invasion on next. Make sure you click that and select your select your map. This shouldn't take too long. It's literally just click on the link, click on an option that's on there, vote. That's it. That's it. You're done. Like, that's all I need. Now, I would be putting my own custom map on there, but due to the amount of work that I've put into it so far, it's nowhere near finished. So I'm going to save it for probably not this series, but the series after next, at which point you can still vote again in the future. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully, yeah, and then that's just it. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. My name is Dinga. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this video. And I'm looking forward to the Newcastle story series that starts Wednesday. Subscribe to become a true sir and keep up to date with everything that I post. Good day, and I'll see you next time.